Danhausen's big twist. The curse never came. Oba Femi's shock moment. Danhausen changed course. The unexpected decision. What happens when the one person everyone expects to unleash chaos suddenly decides not to? And why would Danhausen, a man known for curses, tricks, and bizarre mind games, look at someone like Oba Femi and choose to do the exact opposite of what everyone predicted? Because on this night, the biggest shock wasn't what happened in the ring, it was what didn't happen. The moment Danhausen and Oba Femi crossed paths, fans already started thinking they knew the ending. Come on, this is Danhausen we're talking about. The guy built an entire reputation around strange behavior, mysterious threats, and the idea that anyone could become the next target of his supernatural nonsense. If there was ever a perfect setup for a ridiculous but entertaining curse angle, this was it. And honestly, some fans were probably sitting there waiting for the dramatic finger point like, here we go, somebody's getting cursed tonight. But then something unexpected happened. The entire situation took a turn nobody saw coming. Before we get into the details, make sure you subscribe because we're breaking down the biggest wrestling moments, the twists fans are talking about, and the stories that make you sit back and say, wait, did they really just do that? Also, hit that like button because it helps more wrestling fans find these breakdowns. Now, let's talk about what made this moment so interesting. Danhausen has always been a character who thrives on unpredictability. He doesn't walk into situations like everyone else. He doesn't try to be the biggest, strongest, or most intimidating person in the room. Instead, he uses weirdness as his weapon. He makes people uncomfortable because nobody knows if he's joking, if he's serious, or if somehow both things are happening at the same time. That's what makes him different. And then you put him across from Oba Femi, someone who represents almost the complete opposite energy. Oba Femi has this presence where he doesn't need tricks or mind games to get attention. He walks in, and the atmosphere changes. The confidence, the intensity, the physical dominance, it's the kind of presence that makes people think twice before stepping forward. So naturally, when these two worlds collided, fans expected something wild. Because how do you even predict a Danhausen and Oba Femi interaction? One guy is basically a walking mystery with a sense of humor. The other looks like he could pick up a truck and ask if anyone else wants to try. It's like putting a magician and a wrecking ball in the same room and wondering who's going to control the situation. And at first, it looked like Danhausen might actually do what everyone expected. The tension built. The possibility was there. The fans were waiting. That's the funny thing about wrestling. Sometimes the biggest reaction doesn't come from a huge move or a massive attack. Sometimes it comes from a simple choice. A moment where everyone expects one thing, and the person involved chooses another path. That's exactly what happened here. The curse never happened. And that simple fact changed the entire conversation. People immediately started asking questions. Was Danhausen actually respecting Oba Femi? Was there another reason behind the decision? Was this a deeper mind game? Because with Danhausen, you never really know. The guy could be making a serious character change or he could have a plan that only makes sense inside his own strange little universe. And honestly, that's part of the fun. A lot of wrestling fans have seen moments where a character suddenly does something different, and sometimes those moments lead to something bigger. A betrayal, an alliance, a new direction, or just a reminder that characters can evolve. Maybe this was one of those moments. Because think about it. Danhausen refusing to curse someone isn't just a random joke. For a character built around curses, refusing to use that power becomes the story itself. It's almost like the absence of the curse became more powerful than the curse would have been. And fans noticed. The reactions started coming in from people wondering what this means going forward. Some thought it was hilarious because, well, it's Danhausen. A man who can make the strangest situations somehow work. Others looked deeper and wondered if Oba Femi had earned a level of respect that most people don't get. And that's where the mystery starts. Because why Oba Femi? Why this moment? Why now? Could it be because Danhausen realized the usual tricks wouldn't work? Maybe he looked at Oba Femi and understood that trying to play mind games with someone that confident would only make things worse. Or maybe Danhausen was simply being Danhausen, and somehow the weirdest possible choice was the obvious choice. That's the thing about him. You spend 5 minutes trying to understand what he's doing, and then you realize you're probably overthinking it. The answer might literally be, because Danhausen felt like it. But wrestling fans know better than to ignore strange moments. Sometimes the smallest moments become the ones people remember. Think about all the times a simple interaction later turned into something much bigger. A handshake, a stare down, a person refusing to do something they were expected to do. Wrestling loves planting little seeds, and sometimes those seeds take months before fans realize what they were watching. So the question becomes, was this just a funny moment, or was there something more happening? Because Oba Femi is not someone who needs Danhausen's approval. He's already building his own reputation. He's already creating the kind of reactions that make people pay attention. But having someone like Danhausen choose not to target him adds another layer. It creates curiosity. And curiosity is what keeps fans watching. Now, let's talk about the possibility nobody can ignore. Could this lead to some kind of unusual partnership? Imagine the chaos of Danhausen and Oba Femi together. It sounds completely ridiculous at first. Like someone in a writing room just throwing ideas at the wall and laughing. But wrestling has proven many times that the combinations nobody expects can sometimes become the most entertaining ones. Would it work? Who knows? Would fans watch? Absolutely. Because the contrast alone is enough. You have Oba Femi bringing the power and intensity, while Danhausen brings the unpredictable comedy and strange energy. It's the kind of pairing where every segment could go completely off the rails. Or maybe this is the beginning of something completely different. Maybe Danhausen's refusal is a sign that he sees something in Oba Femi. Maybe he's not looking to curse him because he recognizes a different kind of threat. Not someone who can be easily fooled, but someone who might actually understand the game. And that makes the situation even more interesting. Because sometimes respect in wrestling isn't shown through compliments. Sometimes it's shown through restraint. The fact that Danhausen had the opportunity to do something chaotic and chose not to might say more than if he had actually gone through with it. Now I want to hear what you think. Was Danhausen's decision a hidden storyline setup, or was it just another classic Danhausen moment where nobody should try to understand the madness? And do you think Oba Femi is becoming someone who can stand out against any type of opponent? Drop your thoughts in the comments because the best wrestling conversations always come from the fans. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe and stick around. There are always more twists, surprises, and moments in wrestling that leave everyone asking the same question: what just happened? Because sometimes the biggest story isn't the attack. Sometimes it's the moment when everyone expected chaos, and chaos never came. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Having someone like Danhausen choose not to target him adds another layer. It creates curiosity. And curiosity is what keeps fans watching. Now, let's talk about the possibility nobody can ignore. Could this lead to some kind of unusual partnership? Imagine the chaos of Danhausen and Oba Femi together. It sounds completely ridiculous at first. Like someone in a writing room just throwing ideas at the wall and laughing. But wrestling has proven many times that the combinations nobody expects can sometimes become the most entertaining ones. Would it work?